Iran is playing with fire. What is the lie and what is the truth of this conflict? Talk us through the issue that Israel faces in coming out and condemning Khashoggi's murder. Right, just to update our viewers, if you've just joined us, we are hearing reports of multiple fatalities. We've been seeing people leaving with their hands above their heads from that newspaper building. Police have confirmed an active shooter, though officers are continuing to search the building. A shooting attack inside a Parkland, Florida high school this afternoon on Valentine's Day, meant to be the day of love. It certainly has not turned out that way. It's absolutely heartbreaking. We're 8 miles from the Israel-Gaza border, and you mentioned those 43 rockets that landed inside residential areas in Israel. 13 of those fell here in Ashkelon, killing 2 people. He gave an interview to a Hebrew language newspaper and he said, "I'm not saying I won't fight anymore. I'm saying I don't want more wars. I just want the siege of Gaza to end." So how are Hamas leaders proposing to end the siege if not through fighting? Construction is still ongoing, but a significant amount of infrastructure has already been established, and it might not end here. The United States and Iran on a collision course. President Donald Trump warning the Islamic Republic that its threats will come back to bite them. Trump lashing out at Tehran after President Hassan Rouhani vowed to step up uranium enrichment on Sunday, July 7, to exceed the maximum level allowed by the 2015 nuclear accord. On Twitter, Trump saying Iran has just issued a new warning. Rouhani says that they will enrich uranium to any amount they want if there is no nuclear deal. He says, "Be careful with the threats, Iran. They can come back to bite you like nobody has been bitten before." Trump was looking to hammer home the word compassion when he signed that decree yesterday. Do you read this as a compassionate move? Of the 2,300 children that have already been taken from their parents, some of them are babies and can't even tell authorities who their parents are. Of course, it's now easy to separate the families, but how easy is it to reconnect them?
This seems to be a problem that no one thought of.
Well, if you're wondering what that is, that's the Icelandic football fans and their version of the slow clap. It's just one of many weird and wonderful traditions and moments, I suppose you can say, at the World Cup this year. And today we leave you with these images of a large black bear. Come on, we all like bear videos, roaming the suburbs of Los Angeles before stopping to take a dip in someone's swimming pool. Now, with your father being held by Turkish authorities, are you concerned about what you say now with regards to Erdogan and what could happen to your father as a consequence? Jamie, sorry to talk with you under such somber circumstances, but talk us through how you're feeling. You were so sure that England was going to win the tournament.
There is no somber circumstances here at all. I am I'm very, very, very proud to be an Englishman this morning. Let's begin with what was, of course, a very historic photo op. It was one small step for man, but the US president says it marks a great day for the world. Coming to you live from the new US Embassy in Israel. I'm Tracy Alexander and welcome to this special edition of Perspectives, 1 year after that controversial and unprecedented move of the US diplomatic mission from Tel Aviv to here in Jerusalem. Right behind our cameraman, it's hard to spin around. Air Force One is sitting right over there. Now behind me is that 80-metre long red carpet. I'm just going to move out of the way so our cameraman can show you. The MC is standing at the podium there where Donald Trump will walk down that red carpet to the podium where he'll be met by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Israeli President Reuven Rivlin. Do you believe that peace with the Palestinians is possible, that there will be a day that you'll be able to walk around your community and not be running for shelter?
You know, it's a beautiful question that you're asking.
Now, Adam, we know that the Sri Lankan Defence Minister was saying that at least initial investigations suggest that this was a revenge attack or retaliation for the Christchurch mosque massacre. We know that that happened some 5 weeks ago. Looking at how you're saying this is such a sophisticated attack, does that seem plausible to you? We saw 690 missiles launched from Gaza in some 40 hours. What happens on the ground in terms of the security standpoint? At what point do you say that's an affront to bald people, that's an affront to fat people, that's an affront to people that decide to dress that way? Where's the line? This is one of many similar scenes taking place across the streets of Tel Aviv tonight. And while we're here, this exact incident is being viewed on a big screen back at the Central Command miles away. And all of of the information that's being stored on those computers back there can be accessed from this very tablet in this officer's hands. Now, Ami, it was you and I just 1 year ago bringing our viewers rolling coverage of that embassy move, May 14, 2018, from our Jaffa studios in Tel Aviv. Here we are, 365 days later. Where do things stand? With so much ground to cover, you can really work up a thirst. But lucky for me, I don't have to bother anyone to get a drink because this robot right behind me is whipping up something very special and very interesting in colour. Welcome to our continued special coverage here on I24 News amid a major escalation in violence between Israel and Islamic Jihad and Hamas militants in Gaza as rockets continue to rain down on southern border communities in Israel. Looking at Trump's rhetoric around the migrants, is that fostering a culture of xenophobia in the United States? How should media outlets then be weighing up scenarios when they are feeling like they're being exploited or used? Of course, you posed two questions at the end of that report, so let's pick up on those. Why did the former US government do this, and who knew? I want to thank our very full panel today, Mohammed Al-Qassem, Jordana Miller, Mike Wagenheim, Owen Alterman, for all of that analysis and insight. That brings us to the end of today's edition of Perspectives. I'm Tracy Alexander. Thanks for joining us.